Hi, I'm CJ Altenberg with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We appreciate you tuning in. Today we're going to walk through what is one of my favorite trailers. This is a 2021 Cimarron Lonestar. So this trailer here is 24 foot on the floor. It's 8 foot wide, 6'4" tall, and this is what we like to call a dirty tack setup. So again, this is one of my absolute favorite setups here. We do this in a 24 footer, we do it in a 28. We've actually built some for some customers in a 26 foot, a 30 foot. I mean, so we can kind of look at some different sizes as well for you. But this is just such a good trailer from the standpoint of if you're looking to use it on the farm or ranch a little bit, but then also take it to town or go to a show somewhere. The setup is really, really nice. It functions extremely well. Again, it covers a couple different bases. So let's walk through this trailer. One of the very first things is that you'll notice is this V-nose. So this isn't the standard tapered nose that Cimarron does. This is their V-nose. It's an 18-degree radius at the front. So it doesn't really come to a real sharp point that you'll see on some manufacturers. And when that happens, when it comes to a sharper point, is you lose even more of your gooseneck deck area. But on this one here, if we're looking at an 8 foot wide trailer with a standard nose that's 8'2" long, which is the length of this nose right here, the square footage is 54 feet. Okay, so now if we go with the V-nose setup, it's 39. So yes, you are going to lose a little bit of storage up there in the neck, but not substantially, not what we see on some other manufacturers. But one of the important things about this V-nose is it's going to help you with mileage as well. I mean, these trailers cut through the wind like you wouldn't believe. We've done kind of some very rough testing on it. But we've found anywhere from about 2.5 to 3 miles per gallon better on a V-nose compared to the standard nose. The other thing is I pull with a 3/4 ton short box with a toolbox in the back of it even. And the one thing that I really like about this V-nose is, one, you know, I'm not as concerned when I'm really cranking this trailer around about getting to the back of my cab or those back windows. And the other thing is if I'm turning and I'm on an angle where the trailer and the truck are going in kind of different angles, you know, I'm not having to worry about this corner getting into my toolbox as well. So those are kind of some just advantages to go with the V-nose. I mean, if you're really looking for a lot of storage up in your nose, then you might look at the standard. But if you're okay with cutting a little bit down and also liking a little bit better mileage when you're pulling, this is the way to go. These are really nice trailers. We do this on a lot of bigger, taller trailers. You know, when we get into our warm blood horse trailers that are 7'7", 7'10" tall, this is a nice feature to have. On this trailer here, we just did a single leg hand crank jack. The other cool thing is you can remove the handle and then store it, but it also doubles as a lug wrench for you. So you've always got a lug wrench with you on this trailer. Change tire if need be, and it just stores right down there. It's simple, out of the way. I don't have it hooked up right now because I've got it hooked to the power, but our cord or 7-pin plug actually fits right down in here as well, so there's another storage spot for that. Cimarron's really good about just trying to keep things where they're supposed to be. This will also maybe keep it a little bit cleaner so it's not just dangling, falling on the ground, getting dirty. So before we kind of jump into the stall area on this trailer, I want to show you one thing. I got my tape measure here. But I want to talk to you about the gooseneck drop wall. So I talked a little bit about how, you know, just these different pickups, the way that these trailers ride in today's world is the trucks continue to get taller, and what we're seeing is issues with bed clearance and also keeping the trailers running level. So one thing that we like to do here is then we'll take it kind of a case-by-case basis when we get into our air ride trailers on 17 5-inch wheels, 19 5 wheels, where we're actually picking the box of the trailer up, and then that air ride lifting it up another 2.5 inches when we air it up. You know, it's not as big of a concern to go with the standard 50-inch gooseneck drop wall. And actually, the drop wall, it doesn't start from right here. It actually starts from up underneath. And here's a good view. You have this, this piece that runs across. This is about 6 inches. But truly what you're looking at is you're looking from the bottom of the gooseneck deck right here to the bottom of the box. So standard is 50 inches. But what we've gone in and done is actually change this to 53 inches. And the reason why 53 inches is because when we make that change and add those 3 inches, yes, you are going to cut a little bit up into your gooseneck area, but what we're able to do is now with these trucks being taller, we can adjust our coupler how it needs to be to get the bed clearance we want. On a trailer like this, I like to be around 7.5, 8.5 inches of bed clearance. That's usually from about my thumb to bottom of my pinky. That way I'll never say never, but the chances of you get into your bed are extremely, extremely rare. But when we have 50 inches, now we cut this down another 3. That's where we get a little bit in that kind of dicey area where you have to watch your bed clearance. Now, if you're running a flatbed, no problem. I would go ahead and build this trailer 50 if I was doing it. But if you are looking to change or different people are hooking onto it, the trucks aren't getting any shorter. It's not going to happen. They're all staying taller. This was a trend that happened in the early 2000s, so this was a step that was made back then. But on our inventory trailers, we do this 53. So again, we can adjust our coupler, get the bed clearance we want, but also make this trailer run nice and even down the road. So keeping it level, keeping our weight distribution even on the 2 axles. What you see on some older trailers, again, kind of especially as we get into the early 2000s, late 90s, the gooseneck drop balls 47 was standard. So you can imagine what kind of bed clearance you have. Very, very minimal on a new truck, or you have it nosed up and you have bed clearance, but you're running on the back axle of this trailer, which we don't want. So that's one thing that we've gone in and done. We like that feature from that standpoint of you can pull in here with the new GM, Ford, Dodge, and we're going to get these trailers set on your truck how they need to be. So let's now jump into this trailer. So I mentioned it's a dirty tack setup. And what that means is normally this ramp is up here, kind of where this access door is, and then the access door is on driver's side. But again, because of the applications of this trailer, we shifted the door over here and we pushed the ramp back. So that's where we get our term dirty tack. Because we don't have a solid sealed wall, but it does have the ability to, if you have cattle loaded and you have your gate set and you have tack up here, I can still access it through this door. So for some instances where you're getting ready to load to go to a show, you bring your upright show box, fan carts, blower carts, anything like that, portable generator, you have a ramp to load it, which is really, really nice than having to lift it up into this trailer. But for example, I've got the gate open right now, so I can bring equipment in, set it in there, and then I can shut this gate. Or I can even roll this gate back, because this is a traveling gate. But again, this is for those folks that maybe they don't want a complete sealed off tack room. They're okay with it being, getting a little bit of dust shavings and things like that up there in that tack room. But then also, you then need to use it for the farm and ranch, and you need 24 foot of stall space. You're not wasting 4, 5, 6 foot of a sealed off tack room on the floor length here. You can utilize this entire trailer to do that. So again, up here in your nose, you will lose, a little bit compared to the standard nose with this V nose, but that shows you, these Cimarron's necks are a little bit longer than standard out there. I think that also helps the way they pull. These trailers just glide down the road. Up here to the right is a storage tray for your plexiglass. That way you can keep all your plexiglass together. It's not bouncing around on this deck with different equipment, fans, just potentially breaking that plexiglass. You can store them up there. I tell everybody, roll a masking tape and a Sharpie are good items to store in there as well. So when I take out driver's side upper air gap, I tape those together. It's not going to leave a sticky residue. And then also I know where those pieces are going when I go to put them back in this trailer. Just keeping everything nice and even. A lot quicker to go ahead and put things back where they're supposed to, and also keep them from breaking. So again, you've got storage up here. You've got this fold-up calf gate with the aluminum down here at the bottom to keep those smaller items from sliding back. And then from there, you've got two-way roof vents up here. And then there's a few more as we work to the back of the trailers. So you can create a lot of airflow through this trailer by manipulating which direction these two-way roof vents go. I can open it to grab air and force it down, or I can release air. As body heat, you know, cattle start warming up a little bit, that heat will rise and you can just let it out that way. You can open up some of these front to grab air, some at the back to release it, and create almost a vacuum through here, keeping them nice and cool. So one thing, I mentioned this has a traveling gate. So what I'll do is I'll keep you guys up there. This is a 48-inch no threshold swing. Again, you'll notice we hinged over here more towards driver's side. And the reason why is it's just the flow of everything. We're going to do more stuff off this side ramp. So as you're loading, unloading, it's easier for cattle or equipment to just have a straight shot, to where if I hinge it this way, now we got to work around that gate. So we kind of reversed our thinking on these swing gates. You can also get a no threshold slider gate. So you've got kind of some different options there. What's really cool is now that I have this broke loose, once you start moving this traveling gate and it's nice and even, I'm not even touching this gate. As you can see, we're just naturally kind of sliding back because of the way the trailer's sitting here on the lot. But as you can see, it's really easy to use. Once it's balanced, I mean, this thing just glides off this top rail. And then once I get to where I want it to go, like for this instance here, I'm going to go a little bit further and I'm going to go to this post. And you can see these go just around all these posts and then lock into place. So it's very, very easy to use. This gate here has been notched for the wheel wells. So again, it can kind of go into this area where the wheel wells are. We run this track 4 foot off the back of this trailer. So this is a 20-foot track. So with that, you get an upright post every foot. So it makes it a lot stronger, a lot stouter, the ribs of this trailer. And then as you get to the bigger posts where you have around door frames, around wheel wells, we actually notch into that. And this is a new feature that Cimarron's doing on these as well. That's a nice heavy UHMW plastic there, anti-rattle, so we're not getting as much noise with that. And then we're just not wearing. It's no metal to metal contact there. But if you wanted to add a second gate to this trailer, you can. We ran it 20 foot off the back. So now, I mean, if you're okay with having 2 different stall areas, sizes that you can manipulate with this gate, or even shove it ahead of the escape door there and store it up against the gooseneck drop wall, you can do that and have one big open. But if you're in the need of having multiple compartments and you want to add a second gate, that can easily be done because we've already got the track here for you. A lot of times in the past we'd only run it, you know, 10, 12 feet back, and then you were limited on what you could really do. But we try to think ahead to where if you want to add it, it's very simple. We have the gate built, we throw it on a trailer that comes up here, and then we install it in this trailer for you. Very, very simple to do. On these that are notched, if you get it up ahead of the wheel wells and you wanted to close that piece off, we can get a aluminum fold down piece and add that to that. It'll actually just fold up, and then when you want to use it, it'll fold down and it'll square off. It'll make it a 90-degree angle down there at the bottom, so we don't have those openings there. But in here we've gone in, giving you high and low tie rails, LED lights. So you've got lights kind of throughout this trailer. They're all on a switch at the back. But then let's also talk just a little bit about how this trailer is constructed. So what we're standing on is we're standing on the industry's best floor. It is a 12-inch extruded deck with 4-inch centers. So support beams every 4 inches apart. There's a truss in the middle that makes it even stouter than the floors that they had a few years ago. this is the best floor. Imagine a calf, a bull, a steer. I mean, wherever they're standing on a support beam on this trailer. So this floor is going to hold up extremely well for you as long as you take care of it. I kind of mentioned the upright posts. So these are almost a perfect square, not quite, but this is the same amount of aluminum that you'll see in a lot of competitors' upright post. That's going to look like this up here that Cimarron uses on their roof. So this is more of a rectangular. So it's still the same amount of aluminum, but because of the way that the aluminum has been extruded there, or you know, put together with more of a square compared to this kind of rectangular shape, this here is so much stouter than this. I mean, we're talking a 20-foot stick of this will wobble like a noodle when you have it in your hands, where a 20-foot stick of this is like a pencil. It's one fluid motion. So a lot stouter upright posts. You'll notice on their side extrusion, you know, this is a hollow core, but we don't have these, you know, big indents where we have kind of gaps where a lot of manure and other things can get behind these. This is a nice flush to these posts itself, welded here on the inside. Just a lot cleaner look, and then keeps these trailers a lot cleaner as well. And we kind of talked about the roof just a little bit with the roof fence, but this is an insulated roof. It's got an R3 thermal value. It is a 1/2 inch thick. It's honeycomb. It's reinforced. It will take substantial hail. I can jump on this roof. It won't dent it. But most importantly, it will keep this stall area so much cooler. The other day we did a video with a lot of frost on a used steer walt that we have available, but the frost was over the entire roof of this trailer, and we showed the top rail on the outside where it had basically already burned off all the frost. But these insulated roofs do make a big difference, especially when we get into the summer months where it's really hot. You know, and these stock trailers are not as sealed up as our horse trailers are. So I'll take a customer to aluminum sheeted roof trailer, and then I'll take them over to a Cimarron and put them in that, and you will notice a major temperature difference, probably about 20 degrees cooler in these Cimarrons compared to the competitors because of that roof. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep these animals comfortable and cool going down the road. So that is a big advantage by having that standard on every single one of these trailers. So on this escape door, one thing that we added to this is this fold-up step. So if you are having to jump in and out to get equipment, or jumping in, if you are showing off this trailer and you got some things loaded there, ramp down, getting cattle ready, this is nice to have because you're not having to make that big leap up and over that little lip there that they have. This also has the vise lock here, so I can actually lock this access door. That's going to be the same on the ramp as well. But these ramps, you know, a lot of people worry about how heavy they are. This is extremely well built, but Cimarron's done a good job on making it to where it's not extremely heavy. You'll notice the big springs, there's 3 of them there. Once I get to a certain point, I just let go of this. It sucks it into the trailer, so that helps as well. And then again, here's those locks, so I can lock up the access door and then this ramp as well. And this gives you kind of a good picture here. This is their charcoal metallic, so this is a new color that they've come out with. It's like a very, very dark charcoal. In the sunlight directly, you're going to see more of that charcoal. When you get into the shade, it's going to appear a little bit more black. But that's become a really popular color. It kind of matches a lot of the trucks out there on the market today. Here's our 2 air gaps with plexiglass. Again, those just slide out where these cuts are. So just one ahead of the other, and then you slide them out. Again, take your masking tape, tape them together, and write which ones they are. So on this trailer, this trailer has 2 7,000-pound rubber torsion Dexter axles. But what we like to do is on these, we like to go ahead and upgrade to these 14-ply tires. So a lot stouter tire compared to the 10 plies out there. We understand you're going to be putting some weight to these trailers with it being 24x8 wide. You're in that spot where you potentially could upgrade axles but if you're not running loaded all the time, you're going to get a lot more bounce with 8K axles than compared to these 7Ks. But with upgrading the tires, this is a really good combination here. This is a bolt-on fender rather than a weld-on. So if something does happen where you have a blowout or damage that, it's a lot easier, a lot quicker to replace. So it's not costing you as much in labor by cutting a welded off and then welding another one on. As we're kind of looking at that, you'll notice the green tab on the tires. These are nitrogen filled and balanced by the vendor that Cimarron uses. You have a 1-year no questions asked warranty on the tires. You have a blowout, catch a nail, can't be patched, they'll send you a new tire. So they really stand behind it there. You get also 2 years of roadside assistance. This is a good shot too. These are our marker lights here on the fender, the amber and the red, but those are those LED button lights. So that's what you'll also notice on the top rail is the button lights rather than the bigger rectangular lights that you've seen over the last couple of years. That'll be standard on the 22 models. This is a 21, so those were upgrades. And then you'll notice a 16-inch awning light above the ramp there. Again, another individual switch, so I can run whatever lights I want to, whether it's everything at once or just this load light, just the stall lights, anything like that. And then we've got 2 of those 8 inches above the rear here. So we understand that there's a lot of times you're going to be loading, unloading, doing some stuff in the dark. We want you to have light coverage. It's so much simpler to just go ahead and do when we're building the trailer. Now, this is an 8-foot wide trailer. So one thing we like to go in and do is upgrade this to a 36-inch wide slide gate. So it's a little bit wider than what standard is. We understand unloading and unloading stuff, whether it's equipment or, you know, if you're bringing something kind of big off the back of this trailer, a bull, big fat steer, big red heifer, the bigger opening is better. Or if you're butting up against somebody and swapping things from trailer to trailer, you get a little bit bigger opening. Now this is new from Cimarron as well, but this is kind of a quick kind of slam latch almost. Now I know we're not slamming this as a slider, but all I have to do is slide this gate across and it latches. So that locks. These are nice big heavy UHMW plastic. This stuff is stout. But what you can do is just run it across and it latches. The other thing is this has a big cam latch to lock, but once I slide that out of the way, there's also a slam latch. This is a new design from Cimarron. So I really like slam latches from the safety standpoint. If you are using this where you're loading some cows, loading some bulls, anything like that loose, and you get them up there, boy, it's so much easier for me to just throw this gate and at least get it to latch initially, and then I can shut my cam latch rather than me having to push it up, hold it, and then trying to get the cam. So all I have to do is just throw this over and it catches, and then I can walk up and go ahead and roll my cam over and lock it. But this is a new design there that Cimarron's come up with. Again, I like it from the safety standpoint, to just be able to slam that shut and not have anything trying to come back at me as I'm getting that cam shut. So this is a good view of the driver's side here. This is the mill finish, so this is going to be more of your standard aluminum kind of look to it. Some customers building will like to go ahead and upgrade to the polished. Just gives it a nice clean look to it. It does look really sharp. High and low tie rails. So if you are using this to tie out or you're showing off of this trailer, you've got those tie rails, and then you'll notice another 16-inch awning light in the middle. Again, light all around this trailer. But as you can see, I don't know, I love this setup because of its dual purpose. You know, you can use this to haul some pairs, go deliver some bulls that you've sold, go buy some calves, but then also you can take it to some shows too. So this dirty tack, we have this set up in a 28-footer as well. It has 2 traveling gates. Again, this one just has 1, but we can add a second one if you like. But I'm going to give you the stock number on this if you are interested in this trailer. So it is, again, a 2021 Cimarron Lonestar 24-footer. Stock number is 5N201268 5N201268. Like I mentioned, you want a bigger one, we got it in the 28 footer. You want to look at a 26 footer, a 25 footer, a 23 footer, whatever you want, we can do it. So give us a call. Anybody on the sales team can help you out with these trailers. 303-684-3400. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a good day.